Good evening, and welcome to the public hearing for the Livingston Zoning Board of Adjustment. Today is March 24th, 2026. If you're an applicant for a D or use variance, you should be aware that such a variance can only be granted after showing that special reasons for the grant of that variance exists, and the variance can be granted without substantial detriment to the zoning plan of the Township of Livingston. You should also be aware that in order to be granted such a variance, you will require affirmative vote of 5 members of the 7-member Board of Adjustment. Other variances require a majority of 4 members to grant that variance. If you're an applicant for any variance and your variance is denied by this board, you have a right to appeal to the Superior Court of the State of New Jersey within 45 days of notice of decision, and that court may overturn the decision of this board. If you're an objector to any type of variance that has been granted, you too may appeal to the Superior Court of the State of New Jersey within 45 days of the notice of decision. If you do file an appeal, I ask that you please provide a copy of the complaint to the Planning Administrator, Jackie Hollis. Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act, also known as the Sunshine Law, adequate notice of this meeting was provided to the Star-Ledger and West Essex Tribune, and a copy was also posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building. In addition to having notice posted, notice of this meeting was placed on the township's website. Members of the public will have an opportunity to ask questions or to make statements regarding each application at the appropriate time. When the time comes, if you would like to address the board, please come to the front and use the microphone so we can make sure your comments or questions are part of the record. To the members of the public, I would like to remind everyone that this board exists for the sole purpose of making adjustments to the township zoning rules. The rules are developed and affirmed by the town council. As a board, we listen to the testimony presented for each application and make our decision based on the township rules, state guidelines, as well as rulings issued by the New Jersey courts. We are very happy when the public comes forward and asks questions and or makes statements. In fact, this board always encourages it. However, as a board, we are not going to discuss how we reach our conclusions and how or why we voted for or against an application further than what is required by law. Additionally, over the past few months or so, members of this board have received emails from the public to both our work and home emails, and one member received a phone call at their home. We are volunteers, and these actions are inappropriate, improper, and intrusion into our personal lives. Going forward, they'll report it to the proper authorities as harassment. Thank you for your understanding. We now call the roll. Mr. Kenya?
Okay, Mr. Kenya is here. Mr. Shah? Here. Mr. Sherman?
Here.
Ms. Young?
Here.
Mr. Ambati?
Here.
Okay, Mr. Beer?
Here.
Okay, we have quorum.
Counselor?
Okay. Before we begin hearing matters, I want to inform the public of a couple of items. Number one, as you can see, there are 6 members of the board present tonight. There are a few applications tonight which are for habitable floor area ratio. That is a D variance. Because it is a D variance, those applications, in order to be successful, need to secure 5 affirmative votes of the board. Normally, when the board sits in its full capacity of 7 members, that means the applicant would need to get 5 of 7. Because we have 6 tonight, the applicant would still need to obtain 5, but that would be 5 of 6. Some applicants may decide to proceed forward or to hold over to another meeting. That is the applicant's sole decision. The board is ready to hear those matters. Let me also make a statement due to a recent change in the law regarding notices. Applicants, up until very recently, were required to do a 200-foot certified mail notice. That remains a requirement. In order for this board to have jurisdiction, the applicant must provide proof that they have provided at least 10 days in advance of the hearing individual notices to those owners within the 200-foot zone of the property affected. The other requirement was a publication in a locally circulated newspaper, once again 10 days in advance. The law recently changed. As of March 1, that there is a new methodology to utilize, which is the township's dedicated public notice page. Because of the very recent change in the law, applicants made notices in the paper, which at the time of the application made by these individuals, that was the appropriate methodology and provides this board with jurisdiction. In speaking with township officials, the public notice section is going to be made available for future applications for those new applications coming up in April and forward. So the board should be aware that that's where those notices are now going to occur. The applicant still has the option, should they wish to publish in the newspaper. That's their own choice if they wish to do it, but they're no longer required to do that. So just so you know, when you look at your files, when you see if there's no newspaper notice, the reason is because now we've moved to the post-newspaper world. But as far as the applications who are here tonight, the board does have jurisdiction. Notice has been substantiated for each of these applications.
You? Would you like to call the first applicant, please?
Okay, Block 4803, Lot 1940, Barnett Street. Applicant number 2025-110-V, Felix Flores and Rachel Mundy. Applicant seeks approval for addition in violation of the following section: 170-99C2, front yard setback 40 feet required, 18.63 proposed, that's existing, 21.37 feet variance requested. 170-87L, 1D, front side corner yard setback 20 feet required, 14.61 proposed, which is existing, 5.39 variance requested. 170-87E, 1E, accessory garage side yard setback 5 feet required, 2.31 feet proposed, that's existing, 2.69 feet variance requested.
Welcome.
Okay.
You need to push the little button so we can record you as you, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, so I'm going to make a wild guess here that you're Rachel Mundy?
No, I am actually their architect.
Okay, well, there you go. See, that's why I said it was a wild guess.
He's a lousy guesser.
Lousy guesser.
a bow tie on, so you couldn't figure it out.
Right, right. Okay, so the applicant is here, or you?
No, they're not here. They're traveling. They were here last month, and we submitted a letter giving me authority to represent them tonight.
Okay, very good. All right, why don't we get you sworn in and we can proceed? You swear affirm tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
Yes, I do.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Anna, A-N-A, Sanchez, S-A-N-C-H-E-Z.
Okay, Ms. Sanchez, you just indicated that you're an architect. For the qualification for the benefit of the board, can you just briefly give us your qualification as an architect?
I have been a registered architect for the last 30 years. I am also a historic preservationist. I work mostly on residential projects, and I have a practice in Hoboken, New Jersey. I have testified in front of zoning boards in the past.
Okay, and you, where did you receive your degrees?
New Jersey Institute of Technology and the University of Pennsylvania.
Okay, and your license to practice in the field of architecture in the state of New Jersey is current and valid, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Chair?
Does anyone on the board have any questions or objections regarding this witness? There being no objections, the witness is accepted as an expert in architecture.
Thank you.
All yours.
Should I show the drawings, or should I?
Yes, sure.
Right, you can. And that mic is always on, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Just got to pull it closer to you so we can get you.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Man behind the curtain is working on it.
Wait. I'm sorry, how, I clicked,
I think our
Okay.
expert is going to take care of that.
okay, all right. So my name is Anna Sanchez, as I stated, and I'm here to represent Rachel Mundy and Felix Flores for the proposed expansion of their house at 40 Burnett Street. I met Rachel and Felix when their home became a little too small. They have two small children, Sam, that's 5, and a budding architect, and Esther, that will soon be 2. To my best guess, 40 Burnett Street is a 1930s bungalow-style house set in the corner lot. The existing building is a 2-bedroom house. Its construction predates the Livingston zoning ordinance by approximately 60 years, and this is what brings me here. As we knew that we needed more room, we actually decided to raise the roof on the existing house. And we came across existing non-complying conditions, which is what we're requesting C variances for the expansion of these non-complying conditions. The first is the front yard setback, which would be somewhere around here. The front yard setback, which exists at 18.63 feet versus the 40 that are required. The second is the side yard setback existing at 14.61 feet versus 20 feet. And finally, the side yard setback for the garage, which is at 2.31 feet, and we need 5. As I said, the proposed project is to increase the usable footprint of the second floor by raising the roof. Not completely. The main ridge of the building will remain throughout the project, but we will introduce 2 shed roofs that will allow for the square footage on the second floor. These are the existing plans. The first cellar, actually, you can see a little bit. This is a cellar, which stays the same. The first floor that had 3 rooms and a large deck. And then you could see how tiny the second floor is. I suspect that it originally only had 1 bedroom and the second one was carved out. These are the proposed plans for the house. There we go. The main floor is going to remain largely intact. Basically, what we're adding is at the rear, you can see that we're adding a screened-in porch that will give them access to the backyard and replace the existing deck. The other change are the front stairs feel like a later addition that are masonry, and they're seriously deteriorated. We're going to remove them and introduce a staircase and a small porch at the entry. Most of the work that's going to happen actually happens on the second floor. The drawings seem far away. I don't know how much you can see it, but the second floor in the front, we're creating 1 shed roof that's going to create the 2 small bedrooms for the children. Each of them is about 10 by 10. In the back, we have a second shed roof along with a bay window that ties into to the porch below and so forth. We also have the opportunity to add a bathroom. So at the end, the house will have 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths on the second floor, and a powder room on the first floor. If I go to the elevation drawings, you could sort of see the changes. On the top, you could see the front facade where it has a steep roof that comes down. This is basically the area that we're introducing. We're raising the wall at the same plane as the existing living room in order to create the bedrooms. On the side, you could see the profile of the two shed roofs and a little bit of the bay. But again, it was important that the main ridge to the house remains the same. In the rear, you can see that there was an existing dormer that is going to be replaced with a second shed roof in order to pick up the floor area, and a bay window to add some space. It comes down and it ties into the eaves of the screened-in porch, and you could sort of see that from the side profile. So we're maintaining the gable, the existing gable of the house, removing the dormers and raising the roof in order to get the square footage that we need. The lot coverage that we're increasing is really minimal. It's 230 square feet. But the increase in habitable space on the second floor is actually 500 square feet. So I'd like to end saying that Rachel and Felix really love this quirky old house. And it was nice to meet them because the first floor really worked for them and how they lived. They really just needed space on the second floor. It was important to them as we went through this that we didn't lose perspective or scale for the house, so that the top floor in the new bedrooms would sort of fit in with what was happening downstairs. And I actually feel that we did. We're still, the habitable square foot ratio is 0.3, which is what Livingston allows, and it was increased from 0.23. One of the benefits, as we request for these 3 variances for the project, is that this will allow them to stay in their house and stay in there long-term as their kids grow. We really believe that home ownership and long-term residency are an asset to all neighborhoods, and this neighborhood in particular. Also, by allowing the house to be 3 bedrooms, we suspect it will give it a longer life because 3 bedrooms is more in keeping with the trends that we see in Livingston and basically how contemporary families live. So I thank you for your consideration.
Does anybody on the board have any questions for this witness? Please?
Yeah, I have a kind of clarification I need for, in your application for side street corner lot setback, the code section you're referring to is 170.87L1D.
Yes.
If the required is 20 feet, and I think I looked at the R4 requirements, I think the code section should be 170.87L2D.
Let me see. I'm not going to
We can-
question that.
We can always correct that. If the board were to look favorably on it, I'll double check that the reference is correct. But most importantly, that the applicant did identify
Yeah.
the nature of the variance.
Yeah.
But we'll double check that, should the board look favorably on it, to
Okay.
put the right reference.
All right.
I'm sure Ms. Sanchez would agree with me on that.
Yes, I would.
I knew she would say that.
I have a quick question on your second floor plan. In the middle, it says attic steps. I assume that's a pull-down ladder on the left side?
Yes, that is a pull-down ladder for the little bit of area that's left in the ridge.
Right, so it's not livable, usable, anything?
No, they
Right.
won't be able to stand up.
Okay. Only very short people.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Anybody else have any questions for this witness? Does anybody in the public have any questions for this witness? Would anybody in the public like to make a statement regarding this application? Would you like to make any closing statements?
No,
don't need to.
other than I hope that we've been respectful of really what is a lovely old house and of the neighborhood. So,
Would anybody like, I'll make a quick statement, actually. I think you did a lovely job to make it all fit in and to improve this property. So I thought it was a nice design.
I'll second that.
Wait, is that a motion?
No?
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
we-
I got excited.
Seconding the niceties.
Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it. Okay, Mr. Sherman,
Yes.
Mr. Kenya, yes, Mr. Shah,
Yes.
Ms. Young,
Yes.
Mr. Ambari,
Yes.
Mr. Beer.
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, block
set,
six.
thank you.
Block
Thank you very
601,
much.
lot 10, 14 Blackstone Drive, application number 2025-117-V, Sajiman Anthony. Applicant seeks approval to construct a new single-family residence violation of the following section. 17087 BB2, habitable floor area, 4870 allowed, 5129 proposed, 259 square feet variance requested. 170-87 CC2, habitable floor area ratio, 18% allowed, 22.21% proposed, 4.21% variance requested.
Welcome aboard.
Good.
Go ahead and identify who you are.
Yeah, okay. Good evening. My name is Sajimon Anthony. I'm the owner and the applicant. And today I'm with my architect, Yuval Willis, and then Mr. William Scott is engineer. And, I'm a resident for the township for almost 2 decades. And we are requesting this variance, basically, we have 2 hardships, C1 and C2, undersized lot and no significant detriment for the property. And the reason is, basically speaking, even though it is an R2, minimum should be 25,000. The current one is, property size is 230992. Especially the frontage is 113 instead of 125. And the length, instead of 200, it is 188.5. Because of that, the size is slightly, we are requesting for 2 slight variances. One is habitable floor area. Instead of 4870, we request 5129. Actually, that 5129 is coming from the attic space, basically. Recently, I think there is a township, there is some changes there in the attic floor area. Anything above 6.5 feet has to be counted on the square footage or living space or something like that. If not considered, it is under 4870. That's the reason we are here for that.
Okay, and you have a couple of experts here tonight, so who
Yes.
are we gonna start off with?
With Mr. Yuval Willis.
Okay. You can sit down, sir, it's okay. Yeah,
I'll need your help, I think.
okay, so why don't we?
I'm sorry.
Why don't we swear you in? Okay. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can you please state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Yuval Wellish. That's YUVAL WELLISCH. I'm a licensed architect in the state of New Jersey for the past 25 years. I've appeared before
Why don't you
this
get
board-
closer to the
Oh,
mic? Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Perfect, go ahead.
Okay,
You're
I
a
have-
licensed architect in the state
Licensed
of New
architect in the
Jersey?
state of New Jersey. The license is valid and in good condition for the past 25 years.
And you've testified before.
Many times.
You've board, I recognize.
Many, many, many times.
Right, I can always tell the architects, no ties. Okay, Chair?
Can we just confirm your schooling, just for the record?
I'm sorry.
Your schooling, just for the record?
Oh, the Israeli Institute of Technology.
Beautiful. Does anyone on the board have any questions? I'm sorry. Does anyone on the board have any questions or objections regarding this witness? There being no objections, the witness is accepted as an expert in architecture.
All right, well, the plans are going to be coming up behind you in a second,
Oh.
and why don't you go ahead and you can start explaining the project.
That's okay. Good. Okay, I'll try to describe the house. It's a brand-new house on Blackstone Street. It's going to be a modern colonial of about 5129 square feet. It will have 6 bedrooms, 1 in the basement, 1 on the first floor, and all the rest on the second floor. maybe we should go to the A1. I can just drag it? Oh, okay. Okay. So the front of the house is going to be consisting from of stucco, some vertical siding, and metal roofs. I know, I have to stand over here. Oh, that's good. That's good. It's not coming out. I'm trying to slide it. Oh, there it is. Wonders of technology. Sorry about that. So the house is going to be made out of stucco that you can see over here, vertical siding over here, some horizontal siding in the rest of it. There's going to be a front porch with a standing seam metal roof. Not sure what the color will be, but there's going to be some kind of a decision on that. The shingle is going to be black and hopefully as dimensional as possible. Like I said before, the house is about 5129 square feet, and it's going to be with 6 bedrooms, 1 in the basement, 1 on the first floor, which will be the guest suite, and all other 4 on the second floor. We don't have any other problems, not with the height, not with the setbacks, but we have the issue with the extra square feet, mainly because now, I'll drag it to there, the extra square feet that we now have in the garage. Okay, if you look at the garage, this is pretty much the extra 319 square feet that I understand the township had passed a law maybe about a year ago or so. And if it wasn't for that, we probably wouldn't be here. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Does anyone on the board have any questions for this witness? Please.
Okay, so,
Tom, you have Mike, open space.
whoops, sorry. As far as the extra square footage, like, yes, besides the garage, obviously the other part is the unfinished storage area off the second floor.
That is over the garage.
Right, over the garage, which is also accessed by a doorway in the hallway, it appears.
Yes, you have to have a door by code, but if it's not finished, even though it's not finished, the township still considers it as square footage.
Okay. And obviously, without that area altogether, you would actually be at the.
I would be a little bit below the allowed.
Right,
yeah.
at the.
I would
okay.
be about 4830, something like that.
I mean, I could, the only thing, oh, I guess questions, but I'll save statements for if you want. I mean, my one concern is this area altogether, that it even exists.
It's a very shallow area. It's like kind of low. Once you put the ceiling joist over there, it's going to be about 7, maybe 7.5 feet high.
Okay.
It's still
it's
usable.
it's
You
still
can
a
put
room.
storage over there, but it's really not a full size.
Just,
Or
you know,
full
the fact that it's accessible by a door in the hallway, that it could be finished at some point, even if, you know, it's a concern. If it wasn't here,
Let
I
me
wouldn't have
just
any concerns.
explain. You have to have by code access to the garage, and you can't go from the garage, the area over the garage, and you're not allowed to put a scuttle in the garage itself for safety reasons. So you have to go from the second floor. There's no other way.
Let me ask, you know, I drove past an architecture school once, so you got to take my question for what it's worth. But, so as we look at the plan that's behind you, the gray
The gray area
T area.
is the excess square
Is
footage that the
this-
township considers as living space now.
Right, so that's the area that Mr. Sherman is asking you about, and that's the area which is accessible from a doorway on the second floor,
Yeah,
correct?
the whole thing is open. There's no walls over there.
Oh, there's no walls there.
There's no walls
There are
today,
no
but it
walls in
doesn't
this
mean that they
attic.
can't get
So
a
you-
permit to put walls there in the.
Right, well, yeah, you can't, putting demising walls, once the building is built, you probably wouldn't need them.
If you would put
permit.
walls over there, you would have to have an opening for each and every attic, which
Right.
will be created by code.
So as it is right now, what is the purpose of that space?
There is no purpose. We need a roof over the garage, and that creates automatically an attic. And what if you have mice over there, or what if you have anything over there? You have to have a door to maintain it.
Why does it have to be so tall?
Well, yeah, well,
It's not tall at all.
right, so I guess my.
It's a normal
my-
roof.
Right, so my thought process here is that there are garages that have a set of pull-down attic stairs.
No, they don't.
Okay.
It's a fire violation if you do it.
All right, so, wait.
I mean,
Hold on.
years ago, they used to have it.
Wait, you gotta wait for the question.
Okay.
All right, this is how this works. It's like
All right.
ping pong. It's like Marty Supreme, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. I gotta walk through this, because I think Mr. Sherman's question, I think needs to be clarified here.
Okay.
I understand you're saying that area sits above the garage, correct?
It's an attic.
Well, no. Let's not call it an attic. Let's just call it area. Let's not use let's
That's
just say
what it is.
there's space, okay? And that space is created because of the roof line,
Right.
right? So if the roof line were lower, the space wouldn't exist.
The space would exist, but it would be smaller. But now we're going into aesthetics. How does it look from the street, and so on? It's the front
Right.
of the house.
So, but I'm talking from a zoning perspective.
I understand, that's why
Because
we're here.
there's a variance requested, and the variance is requested because if the applicant is saying because it looks better, I need the C and D variance, that is an interesting application to make. That's what I'm saying.
I understand what you're
Because-
saying. But
Arguably, if it's not, we're saying it's not livable space, it's being created by the nature of the roof line, well, all that requires is, in the old days, you used to use a protractor, and that roof line goes down, and then the space
you can bring it
becomes-
down. Obviously, you can bring it down, but when you bring it down, the house really will not look good. That's all. And also,
But it's a brand-new house.
I'm sorry,
It's a brand-new house.
it's a brand-new house.
Right.
I'm not saying it can't be done. All I'm saying is it's not going to look so good.
Okay.
I mean, even
No,
here,
I get you. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to understand where the process of thought is here.
I understand.
And so, okay, all right.
when the
Mr. Sher-
township passed that law, they asked me at the time, please show the area which is higher than 6'5". That was the thing. So you can actually bring everything to 6 foot, that the highest point is 6'5", then you would have no problem at all. But then the pitch is going to be kind of not so nice. That's all. Of course, it can be done.
Okay.
What's that? Yeah, it would. If I go to the elevation, I'll show you how I think it would look. So it would be like here, like that. See, this is the maximum height allowed. So this one, this point, now goes all the way to here. So the pitch is going to be hopefully not below 4, because 4 is the maximum allowed for shingle roof. 4/12, I mean, the ratio. So technically, you're right. If you bring it down, no problem. Does it look good? So-so. No matter how you look at it.
I have a quick question. Can you walk me through on the plans, the second floor plan?
Yeah,
The door access to the attic, as you say, that's the one on the top left?
yeah. I'll get to there in a minute. The door is over here. And it's requested by code. It's not like that the homeowner asked me for that.
And the area which is hashed, that's the low ceiling.
That's everything which is 6'5" at least.
Okay.
It's the quote-unquote livable area.
The gray area is, he asking.
That's what I said. The gray area is what we,
Gray area
habitable.
is 6.5. I mean, the roof is
Yeah.
like this, basically.
No,
If you open
understood.
the door, you have to sneak down.
Yeah,
and
you have to
make-
duck
Mr.
down a
Anthony,
little
we're
bit.
gonna need to swear you in. Do you swear affirm, tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're cool. Just got to swear you in. Do you swear to tell the
Oh,
truth
yes.
for the zoning board tonight?
Yes.
I knew you'd say that. Go ahead. Say what, you can continue saying what you were saying before.
Oh,
Yeah, you're good to go. We
When
just
you-
wanted, because you're
when you-
making, you're making statements now. We
Yes.
wanted to have you on the record.
when you enter the room, that roof is just like this. You know, a kind of an angle, triangle, and only 6.5 is only in the middle portion. So it's starting from maybe, I don't know, 5 or
It's-
5 and a
it's a
half.
little- it goes with the slope
something
of the
like
roof.
that, and then it's going up 6.5, then it is coming down like that. So only that area we are discussing, I mean, exceeding that is the center portion, basically speaking.
Yeah, I don't seem, I'm not in line with that statement, because if you look at the sheet A6,
I'm sorry, which one?
if you go to sheet A6,
A6 is
the
that?
last for the roof, yeah.
Yeah.
So
But-
from this,
I think I know what you're asking.
yeah.
You're asking, how do you pass through the door, correct?
I'm sorry?
You ask, how do you pass through the door? Is there enough headroom?
No, that's not my
Oh,
question,
okay.
but, as gentleman pointed out, that if you walk in, there is a.
No, let me
that's not
explain.
how it is,
I'll
right?
explain. No, it's not.
Okay.
Because you have a cricket over here to prevent water and snow from accumulating over there, you have a little piece of roof that comes down, but it leaves you enough headroom to go through. You're not going to, like, hit your head to the rafter. It's going to be low, but not that low. And if you look at A6, you can see that.
Yeah. I think to follow up on what my colleagues have noted a little bit, driving up and down the street and looking at what's out there, this is a really big house. And it's all about massing. And, so this just adds to the mass. I think that's probably where some of us are getting hung up on, that there's it's a beautiful house, beautiful design, not saying, anything against it, but this is a lot of house here, and that's why, yes, that's included, that threw you over on area, but your ratio's at 22. If you were at the full 25,000, ratio would still be over 20. So, which, when we have both ratio and area over, that starts to throw the red flag up a little bit, and, what's happening here, which is, I think, why everyone's a little digging in a little bit, because that kind of starts to say, maybe, in R1, this would have been fine, but this is R2, and we're starting to really, maybe,
Like I said, we can
push
lower
those-
the roof. There's
Yeah.
no problem to do that physically.
Is
But
any-
I think it's the homeowner who will.
Right.
Answer
I'm
to
seeing if
that.
anybody else wants to chime in with any thoughts?
Yes, I want to make a statement. I agree with my colleagues, and I also want to see how I see this case. This lot is smaller than the standard R2 lot. And it's, my understanding is the project is expanding or, turning the existing 2,000 square foot house into a bigger one. And the lot is smaller, but you're looking for, more than what the maximum allowable habitable floor area, 4870. So I just do not see the reason why, the limits are being pushed here. So that's my
I
statement.
understand the question, and two things. I think the homeowner maybe wants to answer that, but if we get rid, so to speak, of that area over the garage, we're going to be okay with the zoning, with the square footage. Not completely with the zoning, but with the square footage, yes. Sajaman, you want to answer that?
I don't think I can design, or like we discuss a design.
we're-
for
Yeah,
it.
no,
Yes.
no, our job, just so everybody's aware, and, our job is not to, play designer, right? Is to give the board's input, so to speak, based on what's being presented. I think there's two issues here, among others, but two main issues, which is, number one, is that location speaks to being more intensely used at some later point than storage with its current height. And that, number two, there's two variances requested, as the chairman indicated, which would be both the floor area and the ratio. Now, the ratio is something that obviously is dependent on more factors, right? It's dependent on lot size comparative to building size, whereas floor area is just simply the floor area. And when you're building a new home, floor area is arguably more flexible, so to speak.
If I may add something small. The initial design that we see now has two small knee walls on each side of the garage. And if we get rid of that, it's like here, I'll show. I'm sorry. If you see those slanted lines over here, if I get rid of that, the whole roof comes down. Okay? So the angle that we have to change anyway may not be so crucial. We can get rid of the square footage that we have now, but still maintain it with nice lines.
All right, I'm sorry, Chair, is there any other questions from the board for the architect?
Yeah, can I ask a question? Yeah, I just wanted to understand the hardship for this variance that you guys are looking for.
It's not hard, they're not asking for a C1. I don't believe the basis is a C1. The basis is for the floor area would be a C2.
C2,
That, in essence, that this design is a better planning alternative. Going to the floor area, I believe that what is going to be brought out is that the lot is a smaller lot, yielding the ratio. But you got to remember, your floor area ratio, that standard is different. That also does not involve a hardship standard. That is a standard which says that even though you exceed the ratio, does that lot meet, can that lot deal with the additional increase? So it's not hardship, Mr. Shah.
Okay. You have anything else, or would you like to push on? Before does anyone in the public have any questions for this witness? Got that part. Okay. Now we can kind of come back to you.
Okay. So why don't we get you sworn in? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and can you please state and spell your name for the record?
William Scott, Scott.
All right, Mr. Scott, and you're testifying as an architect tonight, engineer tonight?
Engineer, yes.
Okay. And Mr. Scott, can you just briefly give us your qualifications and the fact that you have your engineering license in state of New Jersey is good and up to date? Just bring the mic up.
Yes, I do have my professional engineer's license is current. I obtained it in 2004. It's been in good standing ever since. I have appeared before this board as well as several other boards in the area.
And just for the record, your schooling was from?
I attended the Clarkson University School of Engineering in New York State.
Excellent. Does anyone on the board have any questions or objections regarding this witness? There being no objection, the witness is accepted as expert in engineering.
Thank you.
You.
I'm just briefly going to restate that we have an undersized lot and that the requested variances in our mind are relatively modest. We can look at how the home and the project would fit into the community and the surrounding neighborhood by looking at how it meets the zoning restrictions other than the floor area and floor area ratio. And when we do that, we see that the building coverage allows an additional 1,604 square feet. So the actual footprint of the building could be much, much larger according to code. We exceed the minimum side yards. We exceed the combined side yards by 12.5 feet. We meet the front yard, and we exceed the rear yard by 18 feet. The utilities are available in the bed of the street in front of the home. Stormwater is going to be controlled on the site by dry wells. We're pitching the driveway and the front yard towards the street. So there'll be a reduction in runoff to the neighbors to the rear of the property. The applicant would submit for and meet the requirements of the township lot drainage permits, and they would meet the requirements of the tree removal and replacement ordinance, which would end up with 14 trees planted on the site. So, our belief is that since we've controlled the stormwater, we'll be planting trees, and the project meets the bulk of the zoning requirements other than the floor area ratio and floor area, that there's no negative component to this project. And we believe the introduction of this home, which we feel is quite attractive, would be a positive to the community. And I'm here to answer any questions you might have.
Does anyone on the board have any questions for this witness? Does anybody in the public have any questions for this witness? Okay, so we're done with testimony. We have a set of plans in front of us. Two options. We vote on what we have here, or you make amendments and come back if you desire. You need five of us to vote yes. So I'll leave it in your court. Want to talk to your professionals?
May I ask you humbly one thing? If you lower by 1 feet or 1.5 feet?
We have to lower it so the township is not.
Okay, so.
Okay, so is that going to resolve the issue? Then we can come back with that.
Okay, so let me help you out here, Mr.
Yeah.
Anthony. So basically, you're saying that you've heard the questioning from the board, and based off of that, you would like to have this matter relisted at the next available zoning board agenda, and between now and that date, you'll present revised plans responsive to the board's concerns. That's your call to make in terms of what you want to do, but at this point, you'd like to have the matter continued to another board date. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Hollis, what date would that be?
The next available date, Mr. Chairman, is May 28th.
May 28th.
May 28th.
About
okay?
2 weeks.
So,
And that's a Thursday.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
please. We have 2 meetings that month to try to keep things moving.
Okay.
so you agree to have this matter continue to May 28th, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so for the purposes of notice to the public, my statement is the notice that this matter is now continued over to May 28th. And at that time, between now and that time, you will have to provide the updated plans to Ms. Hollis's office, but you will not have to renotice in any way, shape, or form, by website, newspaper, letters, carrier pigeon, none of that. No notice needed, okay? All right.
Mr. Wenzel, they have to go back to zoning first and get their plans re-reviewed.
Right, I'm sorry about that, but I should have just said submit to, in the normal course through the township.
Right.
Okay? But the sooner you submit, the better off you're going to be.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? So that is the notice to the public. Okay, thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Anthony.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay,
Okay.
Block 2502, Lot 61, 11 Alpine Way, application number 2026-2-3, Nidal and Fariha Babar. Applicant seeks approval for a rear extension in violation of the following section, 170-98C4, rear yard setback, 40 feet required, 33.29 feet proposed, 6.71 feet variance requested, 170-87BB3, habitable floor area, 3520 square feet allowed, 4,083 square feet proposed, 563 square feet variance requested.
Welcome.
Hi. So my name, do I need to swear in first?
Yes, we will swear you in. Do you swear for and tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
Okay. And are you the owner of the property?
I'm the applicant, yes.
Okay, so you're Ms. Babar?
Yes.
Okay. And you have somebody with you tonight? You have-
Yes, my architect, Mr. Tom Bayo.
Okay.
is,
Once again, you can always tell the architects no ties, but that's okay. So your architect is going to testify on behalf of the application for you tonight, correct?
Yes.
So why don't we get him sworn in, and we can start that process.
Thank you.
Sir, do you swear affirm tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
Okay, can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Thomas Bayo, B-A-I-O, architect for the applicant.
Okay. Can we have your qualifications on briefly?
Sure. I have been a licensed architect in New Jersey for 35 years. I maintain licenses in approximately 5 states. I have testified before this board and many other boards around New Jersey over the years. I went to college at New York Institute of Technology for my 5-year degree. I have certificates in architecture from Harvard Graduate School of Design and one from the University of Venice in 1985.
Well, if you're going to get a degree, why not there?
Yeah.
Okay.
A certificate.
All right, and your license to practice architecture in the state of New Jersey is current and up to date, correct?
It is in good standing with the State Board of Architects.
Does anyone on the board have any questions or objections regarding this witness? There be no objection, the witness is accepted as expert in architecture.
Thank you.
Of course.
I brought a easel with traditional plans. I have not been before this board in probably 5 years. I didn't know you even installed this.
We're moving right along.
That's pretty good. So effectively, we have an application who's trying to expand their home. What's unique about their property is that it's very long and narrow along the street and not very deep. So the first variance we're here with, there you go. So that's the existing survey. There is another one that shows the proposed survey. Is there? Is there another file?
Scroll down.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, got it. So now I'm showing you a proposed survey. This is all on my cover sheet on the submitted document you have, and likewise here on my easel. Because of the nature of the depth of the property, any expansion to the house would require an encroachment toward the rear yard. The nice thing about this application is really there's very little visibility of it from the street. it's mostly pushing back. The nature of the expansion has to do with two things: young growing family and death of her father-in-law that occurred in just this past December. So her mother-in-law is moving in, which is Nadal's mom. So the expansion is addressing a strong family need with growth and all. An existing home that's had no work done on it since it was built, probably circa 1970, and an oversized property. But the nature of the variance has to do with that hard cap of 3520, which I came to the council meeting in 2008, and I talked about that. And I said, this is going to result in a lot of variances. It results in a lot of variances. Political note aside, we are expanding above that 3520 hard cap by approximately 563 square feet, some of which is in the garage, where the bedroom for the mother-in-law is being made. So we're not using the full exemption for a garage size that we have, so some of that expansion is part of that 583 is in the garage. That's pretty much it. We expect to maintain strong water flows off the back of the home by bringing that drainage back toward Alpine Way. It currently drains down a hill. So they're at the top of Alpine, and the neighbors who are below them probably get runoff. That's going to be improved if this application is approved. I don't really have too many other comments other than those few.
Does anyone on the board have any questions for this witness? Can you just describe what's behind, like past the property?
Sure, I'll point to it. So you have Marbine Terrace. All of these homes shown on this survey, the lots 67, looks like 66 and 65, all sit about 10 feet beneath our property. So right now, natural drainage comes off the house, and it's this really stone wall here that stops it from becoming a deluge during certain tremendous pourings. So I think if we can approve, if this application is approved, the net benefit is the stormwater leaders, which currently just die off the back of the house and naturally grade. It's a natural lay of the land, after all. That would be improved. We're going to contain those into Schedule 40 pipe, as the engineer's report attached to the application asked us to do, if this is approved. And we're going to bring that water back to Alpine Way, which is a far better mitigation of that stormwater. So I think if you can see to it in the approval, I think it would benefit the neighborhood, at least the neighborhood south of us.
And there was, if I remember correctly, when I visited the site, there's kind of a little bit of a buffer behind that wall, right?
A little bit. Those are the people's rear yards, though.
Right, no, understood, but there was
Yeah,
some
it's kind of
mature
treed.
trees and everything else.
Yeah, it's fairly well treed. Hopefully those trees absorb a lot of water. I hope they don't take them down, but.
So in your opinion, the addition won't change what won't affect the neighbors, let's put it that way?
I think in a positive way, especially those on Marbine Terrace. For the neighborhood, they probably wouldn't know there's an addition unless they walk around the back. So we're trying to keep the context of the neighborhood intact with the front of the house. We are going to paint the brick, so there'll be an updating, a refreshing of the front. It's red brick right now.
Does anybody else on the board have any questions?
I
Please.
have a question. What is the existing square footage of the existing garage, and what is the proposed square footage of the proposed garage?
All right, because it's easier for me, and I think turning pages is so much for that. The existing garage is a two-car garage, and I broke it down for the zoning officer. So just give me a second. Here we go. The existing garage is 490 square feet. The proposed new garage is 427 square feet. So as I testified earlier, of that 583 square foot variance that we are requesting, approximately 63 of that comes from making the garage smaller because of the mother-in-law.
Does anybody else have any questions on the board? Does anyone in the public have any questions for this witness? Please, come up. This is questions, you can do statements later. If it's a statement,
Question.
Question,
Just
good.
ask for clarification. Is that okay?
You just have to do us the favor, sir, of stating,
Identify myself, right?
right, stating and spelling your name for the record.
Yes. My first name, Xiaoshen, Xiaoxuan. Last name, Shen. Good. I'm the owner of the 7 Marble Terrace, which is right behind their backyard.
Okay,
So
good.
first, congratulations for this new project. Because I try to understand a little bit better, and then I have some question. One is that you built on the garage, is that correct?
We're building both behind the garage. Let me
Behind
put
which
that
one?
on the big screen. Okay, right here. All right, so I'm pointing to the screen, and I'm going to show you that the existing garage is here, and we're building this room here, behind the garage.
So, sir, we have to have you on the record. So I know you want to look, but you can,
Can I take the microphone with me?
or you can share, the
okay,
architect's
that-
mic, one way or the other.
Thank you, okay? Sorry, I don't
Yeah.
want to take long, okay? Just want to clarify.
No, it's all right. No, you're good, go ahead.
Okay. So if I remember, okay, because I live in we're neighbor. So this is the what do you call deck, right? Is that the deck here?
The addition is from this point here out. It's adding,
Oh, adding here.
yeah, it's adding to the kitchen and to the family room.
Okay, so you're going
For
to
2
remove,
floors.
you're going to remove the deck?
Yes, we're going to remove the deck.
Okay,
The
got it.
deck's coming off, so we're going technically further in from the property, because that deck really does, as you can see on the demolition plan at the top there, see where the deck is?
Deck going to be
Yeah,
removed?
so we're only going in maybe a third or half of that deck.
Okay, but it's still, after that, you're going to build a narrow deck?
No, we're building a new deck on the side
On
here.
this side? Okay, got it. So you build here and then you build on top here. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you. The second question is, are you going to, I mean, you mentioned about the drain the water, right?
Yes.
So that's good, okay? You better do that. Because we are 10 feet lower than this one. So if you can help to drain the water out, that would be good, okay? That would be good. The other is that, are you going to touch the backyard and also the retaining wall?
No, there's no intent to touch the retaining wall.
Oh, okay, okay. So the back, not going to touch, right? Okay.
Well, the tractors and construction equipment will traverse the backyard.
Sure, sure.
But there's no
retaining
change in
wall,
topographic
children will-
condition,
okay,
nor
okay.
removal of that wall or touching of that wall.
Yeah, so you're not going to cut any tree, right? Just want to make sure.
No, this application requires no tree cutting.
Okay, excellent. That's it. I just want to ask for clarification, okay?
Of course.
Thank you so much, okay? Good luck. Okay, see you around.
Thank you for your questions.
Yes. Keep a record, okay? I'm going to come back. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, have a nice night.
Thank you.
Okay, does anybody else in the public have any other questions? Does anybody in the public want to make a statement? Do you want to make a closing statement, ma'am? Don't need to if you don't want to, or you can if you want to.
We don't really have a closing statement. I've been describing the
Yeah.
application. Just thank you for your consideration.
Of course. Does anybody,
So you would state that the rear yard setback variance is something you're asking, the applicant's asking for because of the unique shape and size of the lot. So that's creating in essence, a C1 type of hardship variance. You would agree with that, Mr. Baio?
Yep, 100%. You've defined what a C1 variance hardship should describe, the nature of the property, the shape of it. I opened up with saying it's a very narrow depth property, and the expansions are rather limited. They either go behind or we take out the garages, so.
Right, and as far as the habitable floor area, that would fall more in what we would term a C2.
Right.
Flexible variance because of the nature of the growing family need, the revitalization of a housing stock, and the very important new stormwater control that is being placed on site. You would agree with that, right, Mr. Baio?
100%. The mitigating factor of stormwater control is a big deal, and we're planning on doing that with this approval.
Okay, would
Thank you, Chair.
anybody on the board like to make a statement? Would anybody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Look at that. You guys get that?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Kenya, yes. Mr. Shah?
Yes.
Mr. Young? Oh, sorry,
Yes.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Ambati?
Yes.
Mr. Beard? Motion
Yes.
carries. Congratulations.
Great, thank you,
you.
board.
Okay.
Thank you very
Block-
much.
Block 301, Lot 27, 8 Cliffside Drive, application number 2026-3-3, 8 Cliffside Drive LLC. Applicant seeks approval for an addition in violation of the following section, 170-87 CC2, habitable area floor ratio, 18% allowed, 19.48% proposed, 1.48% variance requested.
Thought we were going to have a day without you, but we're glad you're here.
Was off-putting. Okay.
Hi there.
Hi, good evening. My name is Sarah Suazo. I am here on behalf of the applicant for this variance, 8 Cliffside Drive LLC. We're applying for one variance. I believe it's a 1.48% deviation from the habitable floor area ratio requirement in the R2 zone. Tonight, we have 2 experts testifying, Mr. Cedra, the architect on the project, and we also have Mr. Ricky, who is our planner to provide testimony this evening on the variance requested and the proofs.
Okay.
So, Mr. Cedra, want to get you sworn in? Do you swear affirm tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
Okay, even though you weren't here last time, you know, you regularly appear before the zoning board, and you're, have been qualified in the field of architecture on numerous occasions, and your license to practice architecture in the state of New Jersey is current and up to date with the board, correct?
Yes, still in
Okay.
good standing.
Okay.
I don't, Mr. Cedra checked his emails, I'm sure he would have,
No,
I'm sure he
didn't
would have
get
told us.
anything. No.
Okay.
Assuming no one on the board has any questions or objections regarding this witness, we can accept you as expert in architecture.
Good evening. We're designing here a single-family house for this lot. And this house consists of 7 bedrooms and 7.5 bathrooms, where we have 1 bedroom located at the basement, 1 bedroom located at the first floor, and 5 bedrooms located at the second floor. We're here to apply for just one variance, which is the floor area ratio, where 18% is required. We are at 19.48% with 1.48% increase. And regarding the rest of the bulk requirements, we're good with all the requirements. We also meet the requirement of the habitable floor area, where 4,870 square feet is required. We are at 4,870 square feet. We meet the building coverage, building height, front yard, and side yard, combined side yard, rear yard, and also the lot, which we have meets the requirement of the code, which is 25,000 square feet. The area of the first floor, let me start with the basement. The basement, we have also the garage located in the basement with a total area of 694 square feet. That made us take 244, which is the excess of the 450 square feet, and we added that to the habitable floor area. The first floor area is 2,334 square feet, and the area of the second floor is 2,292,
and that totals for 4,870. Also, I would like to mention that the second floor has an open foyer, which the area for the open foyer is 125 square feet. This area is counted twice. It's only used at the main level, which is the first floor. Also, adding up the open area to the excess of the garage, it will give us an increase of 369 square feet of a space that's considered not livable space, but eventually it's counted toward the floor area ratio. And I did also a rendering for this house. This house has a modern look to it. Let me get the drawings. So this is the front, the top drawing is the front of the house. It's a modern-looking house with a lot of glass. We have hardy panels and hardy siding. Also, we have some culture stone at the base. The garage, as you see it at the bottom, at the basement, and we have a lot of glazing at the first and second floor, and also we have balcony facing the street as well. We did a rendering I'd like to share. I'm not sure if it's part of this file or I have to. You got it? Let me put it. I have it on a flash drive. The top or the bottom?
Ms. Cedra, was this one included in the packet, or is this something new for tonight that we need to mark as an exhibit?
I emailed it actually
was-
last week to Jack.
Oh, we have it,
so
okay.
I think
Okay.
you have it, yeah.
No problem, Ms. Cedra, go ahead.
So this is the design of the front, and as you see, the garage in the basement, and there is different elevations regarding the grading for this specific lot. And we enter from the main porch. The main porch also has a balcony on top. There is a sliding door and on top, and bifold door, rather. The owner wants to use bifold at the second floor. And you see also the design of the house. It's a little bit on the modern side. That's pretty much it. That's everything we have for tonight.
Does anyone on the board have any questions for this witness? I have one question. The building's under construction right now. How do we now come up with the variance? What happened?
Originally, we designed the normal house with the normal zoning, but the owner decided to expand the second floor and have a bigger second floor as opposed to the first version we gave him, which the first application was actually approved through the building department to construct this house, but he wants it to be a little bit bigger.
Okay, fair enough.
So the footprint did not change from the...
Right, just the second floor got
just the
bumped out
second
of it.
floor got increased.
Does anyone in the public have any questions for this witness? Back to you, Counselor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sedra, for
You're
your
welcome.
testimony. I'd now like to have Mr. Ricky, our planner, to testify on behalf of the applicant.
Okay.
Can you get there?
Paul, one.
No, 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 go.
All right, Paul, do you swear affirm, tell the truth for the zoning board tonight? I do. Okay. Mr. Ritchie, just very quickly, put your extensive qualifications as a planner on the record.
Sure. I'm a licensed professional planner in the state of New Jersey. I've been licensed since the year 2000. I'm also a member of the American Institute of Certified Planners. I have a master's degree in city regional planning, which I received in 1997. I'm a municipal planning consultant to 7 towns. I testify regularly in front of boards. I testified in front of this board several years ago, but I think it was for the hospital, but it's been several years. And my license is in good standing, yes.
Checked your email today, Paul.
I mean, I think the architect somewhat, sorry, I've been
It's
qualified.
it's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
that's okay. And what schools did you go to, just for the record?
Rutgers University.
Okay. Does anyone have any, on the board, any questions, objections regarding this witness? There being no objections, the witness accepted as an expert in professional planning. Go for it.
Thank you, sir. I think you heard from the architect, he summed it up pretty well. This is I don't want to say a minor application, but the applicant is looking for a slightly larger home, which ultimately results in the floor area ratio variance. Again, just not to be repetitive, we're in your R2 district. This is an existing 25,000 square foot lot. In terms of the particulars that were somewhat testified to already, we meet all the required setbacks. We meet the maximum habitable floor area, so the home itself is consistent what the zoning calls for. The building height is lower than what's permitted, 32 feet versus 35 feet. Here, the applicant is also proposing some additional improvements to the property, stormwater recharge area in the front yard. I do note that, while each application is reviewed on its own merits, the adjoining property at 6 Cliffside received the FAR variance of 1.5%. So essentially what the applicant would be doing is building a home that's consistent with what's right next door. So again, the variance is for that 1.4% increase. I think the board hears a number of these FAR cases. To meet the positive criteria, we have to demonstrate that this application could meet the problems associated with the increased floor area ratio, and for all variance applications, we have to show that the variances can be granted without a substantial detriment to the public good, namely the surrounding property owners, without a substantial impairment to the zone plan. I started to touch upon this already, is that we meet all the parameters of your zoning except, I don't want to say minor, but a somewhat minor increase over what's permissible from the floor area ratio perspective. Again, my outline's somewhat repetitive. I'm jumping around here a little bit. It's my opinion that the site can accommodate the problems associated with the increased floor area ratio because, again, we are adhering to all these requirements. I think notably, the building coverage that's permitted in the zone is 20.73%. The applicant is proposing 12.9% here. So the footprint's a lot smaller here. And I did find it notable, at least when I was listening, we heard from the architect that part of this floor area that the applicant is seeking is dead or unusable space. So they're not benefiting from that additional floor area. It just needed to, I assume, just to construct the home in a reasonable manner. So for these reasons, I believe this application advances several purposes of municipal land use law. Purpose A, promotion of the general welfare. Here we have a new dwelling built to current codes and standards, and what I always like to see is the construction of that new stormwater management system as well. We also advance Purpose G to provide sufficient space to meet the needs of New Jersey citizens. Here we have a single-family house in a single-family district that essentially meets all requirements except one, and where we are, we're marginally over. In terms of the negative criteria, again, in my opinion, there'll be no substantial detriment to the public good. This is a marginal increase into the home. It would match the adjoining property. And in terms of the zone plan, again, for the reasons I mentioned, there will be no substantial impairment to the zone plan as well.
Does anyone on the board have any questions for this witness? Does anybody in the public have any questions for this witness? Does anybody in the public want to make a statement regarding this application? Back to you, Counselor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't really have anything to say by way of conclusion, except for just to say thank you very much for your time and your consideration tonight.
Okay. Does anyone on the board want to make any statements? Does anybody on the board want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, Mr. Sherman?
Yes.
Mr. Shah?
Yes.
Mr. Kenya, yes. Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Ambati?
Yes.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Block 4800, Lot 66, 10 Arthur Terrace, application number 2026-10-3, 14 Waterfall Drive LLC. Applicant seeks approval to construct a new single-family residence in violation of the following sections. 170-99C2, front yard setback, 40 feet required, 30 feet proposed, 10 feet variance requested. 170-87BB4, habitable floor area, 3220 square feet allowed, 3831 square feet proposed, 611 square feet variance required.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Matthew Posada. I'm from the law firm Sills, Cummins & Gross, and I represent the applicant that's here today, presenting an application for variance relief. What they're looking to do is demolish the existing improvement and develop a new two-story single-family home at the subject lot. Unfortunately for them, though, they have triggered two variances, one for front yard and one for habitable floor area. We're not requesting a D variance for ratio, but both of them will be under the C criteria itself. For once, I have a client that has actually taken my advice. If you look at the lot itself, it's actually oversized, right? And the two lots across the street, if you combine them, they still wouldn't be the same size as the proposed lot we have here today. So despite the fact that they made numerous efforts to try to convince me, why don't we go for a subdivision, they took me for my word when I said, you're just spending good money chasing bad, and maybe we should just stay in our lane and propose a single-family home. So that's exactly what we're looking to do here today. You'll see that although the max floor area ratio is 30%, we're doing 27%, because the reality is it's more of a balancing act of what we've seen around the character of the neighborhood, and also we don't want to do any overdevelopment itself. Regarding the front yard setback, that's more of a function of the existing setbacks for the surrounding properties, and to have that conformity and continue and conformance with the neighboring parcels. With that being said, I have two witnesses that are here tonight. My first will be my architect, Mr. Jose Carbello, and as well as my planner, Paul Ricky. So if I may, I'd like to call my first witness.
Okay. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Absolutely. Jose Carballo, C-A-R-B-S and boy, A-L-L-O.
Why don't we get Mr. Carballo's qualifications on briefly?
Absolutely. Bachelor's of Architecture from the New Jersey Institute of Technology. I've been registered since 1986, and I've appeared in front of this board several times before.
And your license is still in good standing?
It's still in good standing, as of this morning.
He's taking a chance in the last 12 hours. Consider we've seen you so many times, and I can speak for the board, and you're accepted as an expert in architecture.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Jose, were you the architect that prepared these proposed plans?
Yes.
Great. Why don't you walk us through what we're looking to do here?
Absolutely. This property is another one where it's a highly regular property. Even though it's 50% larger than what the properties, the minimum size property in this zone is required. The lot is actually long, wide along the road, and very shallow. So when you establish all your setbacks, that building envelope becomes very, very small. It actually comes to a point towards the south side of the property. Therefore, this is why the house looks like this. It steps in the back, and this is just to maintain that rear setback. Excuse me, that rear setback. The house is 3,800 and some square feet. It's a two-story house. It's got 4 bedrooms on the second floor. It's got 1 bedroom on the first floor and another bedroom in the basement. We know that the town requires a maximum of 3,220 square feet for these houses, and we're at 3,800. However, If we look at two spaces that we have, one is the family room, which is a two-story space. The other one is the foyer, which is also a two-story space. If you combine the areas on those two lots, on those two areas, and you also take the 96 extra square feet that we have in the garage, the actual physical size of the building, of the house, is actually 3,372 square feet. So it's really not a large house. It's a very livable house, but it's really not overly overly large. The elevations, they're all, obviously it's a brand new house, so it's all covered in gypsum, in fiberglass reinforced concrete, and it's hardy board, basically what it is. And then you have, double pane windows, you have some shingles up on top, and yes, we do have a small attic space. It's accessed through a pull-down stair, so it's not livable space. By the time you take the structure of the ceiling below and the structure above, it's about 6.5 feet. So it's really not livable. Aside from that, I'm here if you have any questions.
Jose, I got a couple questions for you.
Sure.
Was it your testimony that once you remove the double counting of space as well as the additional 96 square feet for the garage itself, you come to a total habitable floor area of approximately 3,372?
Yeah, it's about 150 feet more than what's permitted.
Great, thank you. I have no further questions for this
Thank you.
witness.
Anybody have any questions for this witness? Look like you had a thought. I knew you did.
Well, I guess the only, I don't know if it's for you or not. The only question is in regard to the front yard setback, I don't see like the calculations with the neighboring properties or anything to.
I think there's something that the plan is going to get into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Carballo, I think you did testify that there is, the setbacks on this property are somewhat unusual because it forms, in essence, like I think you used the phrase a triangle.
It's a very tight pizza slice, basically.
Now you made me hungry. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, the building envelope is rather tight.
I guess you testified that without, if you want to call it the double space, which is, all goes to massing,
Right.
that you're still over the 3220. And if I look at the zoning table, and I look at next lot up, it's 15,000, which is a drop more than what you have, and that's only 3520. So you're still 309 square feet over what it would be if it was the next zone, and we could argue that it's big enough to just about be in that zone. So I guess I'm a little concerned that the house might be a little big for the area. And anybody else on the board have any thoughts, pro or con on that?
I mean, I guess I could concur. I mean, also because of the whole, this is where the whole front yard thing comes into effect with neighboring properties. I mean, obviously, it doesn't meet the bulk requirements either because of that reason. I mean, yes, there's the exclusion for that, but this isn't like a house that would fit without needing any bulk requirements on a bigger lot without it. So that does raise into concern also about having that much extra square feet on, a lot this size.
Anybody else have any comments? They confirming. Do you have a comment? Okay. Does anybody in the public have any comments regarding this? Please, questions, sorry, questions. Yes. Yep. Come on up.
Just have to, I'm sorry, sir, you have to just state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Gary Odabashian. It's Odabashian.
And address if you want to get it?
11 Arthur Terrace.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Based on what I see, it looks like the house is a little big from what I see. And the other thing I'd like to know is that original structure there was built in the 1930s. I'd like to know if they plan on doing any kind of sweep of the land for any kind of toxins. And from what I understand, there's also a septic tank on that property. I'd like to know if that's going to be removed, from that property. Because originally, when that house was originally built, that was not hooked up to a sewer system. That was a septic system there.
Okay, why don't we have Ms. Posada or Mr. Caballo see if they can give you some insight?
Yeah, so I'm not an engineer, and I just barely looked at the engineering plans, but whatever we have to do, obviously, we don't want to have a septic tank, because, those don't really work so well. As far as doing a sweep for any kind of contaminants, this property, it's always been residential. So the likelihood of having any contaminants there, other than maybe in the roof, you may have some asbestos, maybe, it's very low.
Let me, go ahead, Ms. Posada, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, just to add to that, we have to comply with the Uniform Construction Code.
Ms. Posada, you got to bring the mic
Oh,
around.
sorry about that. So just so you know, we are proposing right now to demo the existing improvement and develop a new single-family home. And in doing so, we have to follow the Uniform Construction Code itself. So we have to bring this site into full compliance with building regulations, not just for the municipality, but the state as well. So I assure you, whether it is making sure there's no contaminants on site, including also a septic tank, that is all within our purview that we have to discuss with the building department if this board would find favorable. Today, it's just a matter of jurisdiction related to the actual zoning, meaning the bulk standards, the size, the setbacks. But that next step, the building concerns that you have, will absolutely be vetted out by this municipality if this board would find favorable.
Okay. Is that structure, the new structure, going to be where the existing structure is now?
Yes, I agree.
Where the existing structure sits now, where the new home's going to be built, is it going to be built right where that?
Yes, absolutely. The existing building is going to be removed, and right in its place, obviously larger, we'll have the new building.
Okay, which side is the garage is going to be on that new structure?
It's on the left.
the
Looking
left?
from your house, if you're looking at it, it's on the left side.
Left side. Okay.
Do you have any other
No, that's
questions?
it. That's it
Okay.
for me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anybody else in the public have any questions for this witness? Counselor, back to you.
All right, I'd like to bring up my last witness, my planner, Paul Rickey.
Okay. Get Mr. Rickey seated, and we'll swear him in, just for belts and suspenders. You swear firm to tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Rickey. And obviously, Mr. Ritchie, as was qualified in the field of planning moments ago, and I'm assuming his qualifications are still in good standing mere moments later.
I hope so, but yeah.
Feel free. We accept you as an expert in.
Thank you. May I just jump into it?
Yeah, just go right into it.
Well, again, we're seeking the two variances, the front yard setback to allow 30 feet where 40 feet is proposed, and to allow the habitable floor area of 3,831 square feet where 3,220 square feet. We're going to requesting the variances under the flexible C2 criteria, that we can demonstrate that we support or promote a purpose of zoning, and that we can also, those variances can be granted without a substantial detriment to surrounding property owners, and without substantial detriment to your zone plan, essentially to show that on balance, that this application, the benefits are greater than the detriments, and it results in improved zoning. I'll try not to be repetitive. I mean, there's not that much, I guess, for all two applicants to talk about here, so some of my testimony will be a little bit repetitive, but I'll try not to be. Again, this isn't an oversized lot in your R4 district. The district requires 9,375 square feet, or 14,143 exists. The architect was right on the point that this is just about 50% over the minimum lot size requirements. Again, we meet all required setbacks and lot coverage, heard from our attorney. We're 3 percentage points under the floor area ratio. And also, I don't think has been mentioned yet, but the applicant proposes to reduce the impervious coverage on this tract from 5,097 square feet to 3,900 square feet, which is approximately a 30% reduction that's proposed. We're also increasing the front yard setback that exists from 24.5 feet to 30 feet. I do have survey information from the architect that I'll explain how this setback is greater than the average for the block. And again, here we've had testimony that depicted that despite the fact that we are seeking the increased floor area ratio, that we're functionally very close to being in line with a cap for your R4 district, which is 3,372 square feet, despite the fact that this is a lot that is significantly larger than required. Regarding the front yard setback, again, 40 feet is required. The information that was provided to me from the architect, zoning information adjoining lot 65, it's kind of a weird situation where there's a lot and then a sliver lot next to it, but the functional setback is 1.6 feet. Lot 3 has a setback of 10.3. These are all the homes on Arthur Terrace. Lot 3 is 10.3 feet. Lot 2 is 10.6 feet. Lot 1 is 31.4 feet. Lot 18 is 17.2 feet. Lot 19 is 32.3 feet. And Lot 20 is 36 feet. If you average the entire block, that's 19.9 feet. And if you remove the high, the 1.6 feet, the low, the 1.6 feet, and the high of 36 feet, if you average that again, the setback would be 20.36 feet. So I think it's clear that the setback that's proposed of 30 feet would exceed the setbacks for this area of the town, and it would result in sound land use planning, despite the fact that we are seeking that variance relief. Again, for the reasons that I mentioned, in terms of the lot being oversized, meeting all the setbacks, having a building coverage, again, that I didn't mention, that's 7.4% under the maximum for the district, and being under the FAR, which is, to me, seems to be a more important regulating factor to some extent for an oversized lot, because this district anticipates a higher intensity of development than you would see in the R3, R2, or R1 districts. For these reasons, I note that your master plan, this speaks to the setback variance, 2018 master plan, says that setback requirements should be adjusted to better reflect existing conditions in neighborhoods, and that's what the applicant is proposing here. So for these reasons, this application advances several purposes of the municipal land use law. Purpose A, promotes the general welfare. Here, we're reducing impervious coverage, building, again, a modern house to current construction codes. Purpose G, to provide sufficient space and appropriate locations to meet the needs of New Jersey citizens. Here we have a single-family house in a single-family district that meets all coverage requirements. Regarding the negative criteria in terms of being the intent and purpose of your zone plan and the public good, I've largely addressed how we largely adhere to those requirements. I think it is worth mentioning, though, I think the chairman showed concern about the size of the house. The house that it adjoins on block 4800, lot 64, that's 85 West Northfield Road. It's the adjoining property. That house is depicted as 5,946 square feet. So this would not be the largest home in the area, and it immediately adjoins a much larger structure as well.
I just have a few questions for you, Mr. Rickey. The first question I have for you is that the proposed plan itself, it improves the existing front yard setback that exists there today?
Yes, by 5.5 feet.
Okay, and then when we did the study to determine the existing setbacks for the surrounding properties, there was a range from 1.6 feet all the way up to 36 feet?
Correct.
Okay, and then regarding impervious coverage, despite the fact that we are increasing the floor area itself, the impervious coverage is being reduced by almost 1,200 square feet.
That's correct.
And then when you take this in consideration with the other bulk standards that are being met, is your professional opinion that this is not an overmassing, but in fact is balancing the required zoning requirements?
Sure, there's numerous benefits occurring as well.
Okay, and would it be your testimony that when it comes to balancing that act and actually governing it, the bulk standard to concentrate on would actually be ratio itself, because that takes in consideration not just the floor area, but the actual lot area itself?
Proportionality-wise, yes.
Thank you. I have no further questions for this witness.
Does anyone on the board have any questions for this witness? Does anybody in the public have any questions for this witness? Does anybody in the public want to make any statements regarding this application? Back to you.
For once, I'll make a summation.
Okay.
I understand the board's concerns and I understand the board's comments specifically regarding the fact that the ratio, the habitable floor area itself exceeds what would be permitted in the R3 zone. What I asked the board to look at is the fact that all the other bulk standards are conforming. Yes, the front yard setback is still quote-unquote variance, but that's more of a functionality of conformity with the other neighboring parcels themselves, as those other front yard setbacks range between 1.6 feet to 36 feet, and here we're proposing 30 feet. So if anything, we are absolutely on the right side of that median of the proposed front yard setback itself. When it comes to the floor area, again, I want to reiterate that we have multiple instances of double counting, including an additional 96 square feet for the garage itself. And when you take that into consideration, it's only about 152 square feet of what would be permitted for the subject site. So for those reasons, we hope you find favorable for this application.
Thank you. Does anyone on the board want to make any statements?
I would say the lot is big enough and the house fits perfectly well in there, and it's a dead-end street, so I don't think any detriment, no.
Anybody else want to make a statement? Does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it. Okay, Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Kenya, yes. Did I miss something? Wrong. Hang on one second. Okay, I'll fix it. Mr. Shah?
Yes.
Mr. Sherman?
Yes.
Mr. Ambati?
Yes.
Ms. Khan? Oh, so she's not here, sorry. Mr. Beer?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time.
Take care. Enjoy the holiday season.
Okay, this is the...
And last but not least,
10 Arthur Terrace. Where did I miss 10 Arthur Terrace?
Good evening.
Hi there.
Okay, let me, I'm delayed, sorry.
Hold on.
Block 5300, Lot 5, 182 Walnut Street, application number 2026-16-V, Miguel Aldana. Okay, I need about 5 minutes to read this. Applicant seeks
Sorry about that.
Applicant seeks approval for addition and detached garage in violation of the following sections: 170-97C2, front yard setback 60 feet, but not less than 50 feet required, 37.5 feet proposed, which is existing, 12.5 feet variance requested. 170-97C3, left side yard setback, 15 feet required, 5.7 feet proposed, which that is existing, 9.3 feet variance requested. 170-97C3, right side yard setback, 15 feet required, 9.6 feet proposed, that's existing, 5.4 feet variance requested. 170-97C3, aggregated side yards, 30% required, 19.87% proposed, 3.23% variance requested. Accessory building garage, 170-87E1A, accessory building height, 13 feet allowed, 15 feet proposed, that's existing. 2 feet variance requested. 170-87E1D2, side yard setback, 10 feet required, 4.7 feet proposed, that's existing. 5.3 feet variance requested. Thank you.
Okay, so why don't we have appearances?
Yeah. Miguel Aldana,
Okay, and who do we have with you tonight?
we have my architect.
Oh, yeah,
The
your
Regents.
architect. Okay, so Mr. Donna, why don't we have you sworn in, just be short. Do you swear firm to tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Donna, you have your architect with you tonight, so why don't we have your architect sworn in? And do you swear firm to tell the truth for the zoning board tonight?
Absolutely.
Okay, can we please please state and spell your name for the record?
It's Deborah Jones. My company is Q5 Architects. I'm the president.
Okay, Ms. Jones, why don't we have your qualifications on briefly in the field of architecture?
I've been practicing architecture since 1986. I graduated from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, RPI. We're registered in New York and New Jersey. And I've never testified in front of your board, but I've testified in front of many boards. And
Okay, and your license to practice
Yes.
in the state of New Jersey is current and up to date, correct?
Yes.
Chair?
Well, welcome to Livingston.
Thank you.
Does anyone on the board
I hope
have?
to be here. I have another project coming up before you. I was hoping I'd get into April, but it sounds like it won't be until May.
Jackie's keeping the gate as open as possible, but there's a lot of stuff coming through. Does anyone on the board have any questions or objections regarding this witness? There being no objections, the witness is accepted as expert in architecture. Floor is yours.
Ms. Jones, I'm just going to ask you to bring the microphone a little closer to you so that we
Okay.
can get you clearly on the record.
All right.
Thank you.
So this is really quite a simple application. Mr. Aldana's property is unusually narrow. It's very deep. It's larger than the minimum 25,000 square feet, but it's very restricted by the narrowness of the lot. And the existing house, you can see on the site plan, is not even situated parallel to its side yards. It's like a crazy thing. I always want to know what the story is behind some of these subdivisions. Because the garage in the back, the detached garage that's existing, which is quite old, that must have been part of some larger development. There must have been a main house somewhere. Anyway, we'll never know. It's always a curiosity for me. Basically, the existing house has two small dormers in the front and a partial dormer in the back. And Miguel wants to expand the whole second floor, including above the one-story part of the house on the left that you see in the picture, so that his growing family, who are all adults but haven't been able to fly the nest yet.
They're going to stay longer. I
Yes. So he's got two adult children living home and the daughter who comes back and forth because she's in college.
believe. They are 6 feet tall, so you imagine in those rooms, they are like.
Yeah,
tiny.
the existing rooms in the front of the house, the roof is it's not good. So basically, just really want to go straight up from all the existing setbacks are what we're dealing with. And that's kind of it. And then the garage in the back, you can see the picture, there's old, like swinging doors on the left side, but that's not conducive to getting a car in and around. So the side that you see, we're going to put a new garage door in.
Okay, I'll start with a quick question.
Absolutely.
And nothing, the 9.6 feet,
Yes.
is that wide enough for a fire truck to get through if you need? I mean, they can, but it's really tight. I know it's just, that's an off question, but something you should look at, because that's really, I mean, they should fit, but.
A fire truck would, I don't think
Well,
that.
if
would-
From the street, but I think we're talking about maybe an ambulance.
Well, some, I mean, ambulance would be about 6.5 feet. I'm just, make sure you have everything covered there.
Well, when we
from-
go for a permit, we'll have proper engineered grading plans and
Yeah,
drainage.
no,
and all
understood.
of
It was
that
just
will
something
be-
that stuck out at me,
Yes.
you know, if there's,
It-
God forbid,
no,
a fire, they're trying to get there or something.
Uh-huh.
I just want to make sure you're all safe. It's just because it's such
Yeah.
an odd lot. It's just,
It is an odd lot,
yeah,
yes.
really not our jurisdiction, just a side comment.
Thank you.
Does anybody on the board have any real comments? Okay.
Good evening.
I would ask the public, but I think we have that answer. Yeah,
Crickets.
yeah.
Let me
yeah.
just clear up one thing with
Yeah.
the architect. So,
Please.
the very long list that Mr. Kenya did a
Oh,
very good
I
job of reading.
apologize.
The only one that's listed as non-pre-existing is the aggregate side
I
yard.
don't know why that is listed like that, because we're not changing anything.
Okay, all right, so once again, I want to clarify that, because you're not moving out to, because then you would violate, you would
No.
have a
If-
new
if-
violation on the left and right.
No, if you look on my zoning summary chart on the drawing, and you go down to minimum side yard both, and go over, it says no change.
Okay.
It's just what it is.
All right, so just for clarification's sake, there's no expansion to the left and right, it's
No.
purely up?
No, purely up.
Okay. As there's been no public, do you want to have any closing statement, or you're good?
I think I'm pretty good.
Okay. Does
And I'm
anyone on the
looking for
board
that
want to make a, anyone on the board want to make a statement? Does anyone on the board want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to
I'll
approve.
second.
You beat me.
Can't trust her.
Is over there, he's dying the second.
Mr. Sherman.
I am,
Yes.
one day.
You're too slow, you gotta go quicker on
Ms.
that
Young.
buzzer.
Ms. Hume.
It's a game show.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Kenya, yes. Mr. Shah.
Yes.
Mr. Ambati.
Yes.
Mr. Beer.
Yes.
Motion carries. Good night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone
Welcome to
enjoy the
Livingston, huh?
spring
Yeah.
holiday
Yeah.
season. And, motion to adjourn.
Yippee.
All right.
I second that.
I was sweating it out, I didn't think we would make it. How long do you go? Yes. Did you really?
It's interesting.
Oh, my God.
I don't think your watch was working.
Oakland.